look, you're back in GuildRun. It's time to jump into another SSS rank. So who do we want to go with today? Do we want to go with Funky or do we want to go with Pollen? I haven't actually used Pollen all that long. We would lose our registry line, but we would get 40 shards at the same time. You know what, let's take Pollen. Let's try to make Pollen work. And she's going to be all about stacking up poison. But she does have stall effects, which will heal heroes as well. Now, will she be able to beat the turtle by herself? We'll see. We should be able to get a big power spike from the very beginning since we use our charges or shards instantly. Keep calling them charges, but they're shards. Not bad. 15 goals. Who we want to go for? Dragomir, since he's on sale. I do kind of like taking. We can also go for Funky, but I am going to reroll. And I do like Hu Yang in this situation, so I'm going to be taking this fella. Your tank's getting defense. I'm also going to take as well. Let's reroll, and we could go with Skorn, who will be inflicting some poison at the same time. You could also inflict Frost. We want to, but I do also want to take him, and I want to reroll again. Gustav is here as well. Whenever hero gains shields from any source, but itself damage the enemy to 33% of the shield applied. Now, do you inflict shields? You do. So I might actually sell Dragomir, even though we spent monies on him. We definitely didn't use as much money as we should have, but I do want to grab Skorn and place him in. Frontliner, damage dealer, support. Nice little team for now. On stall trigger if held by a tank. In defense. That will be nuts. I do want to take that as well. Let's grab a starter kit. Let's go. So we got the clerk, and what does she have for us today? Here's gain defense, gain a rare item that gives crit, or earn 2 extra shards. I'm going to take the crit item. The crit item we're going to place directly on Hu Yang because with his ability just gains additional crit, so we should be able to fulfill this pretty nice. Potentially. Now Skorn, we want to place up again the slime. I should also mention that we are going to be going up again the Hydra, which means enemies are going to get 1 HP per second per 150 max HP they do have. For this guy, he's going to pretty much have 10 HP per second. I'm also going to try to draw him over a little bit. Have Pollen, wait, we could try to draw him over this way and maybe have Pollen inflict the poison. And then Hu Yang doesn't matter too much. He has the highest attack range in the game. So he's going to be able to attack him, and then his ultimate is going to target the Goofy Goober in the back right. So let's go. You'll shoot him, literally one-shots that mushroom, and you should be free monies from here. You take a little bit of poison with Pollen, as well as Skorn after his stall effect, and not bad. Hu Yang does take him out, finish him off. I did say I wanted this item. I'm going to reroll. That is Tilly upgrade, which we could take, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to reroll again, and after stall, heroes gain 1 defense and magic per 25 debuffs. Could be nice if we're going poison stacking. Vanguards gain 250 max HP, but that's also not great for us. I'm gonna reroll once more, and that's Hu Yang upgrade. Not bad. We did waste a lot of gold to get this guy online. However, we could actually go for this, right? Gain the Mystic class and gain 6 mana regen. On kill, permanently gain mana and stealth, but also apply this to assassins and mystics at the same time. Which Pollen is going to be mystic. So let's go for that. It should be a lot of fun. Trying to get her cast more often could be nice. Defense properties, items, or relics in future. Let's go defensive. Anything to do with stalling and inflicting poison could be kind of nice. On stall trigger, heal for 500. Every 2 times the holder's auto-attacked, inflict poison on the attacker. I gotta take that. The only problem is we need this on our tank. So Skorn is still gonna have to hold this item, even though I would like the other item. You're gonna be dead in the center. Pollen, you're gonna be back a little bit so you don't get stunned, because these guys stun adjacent enemies. So this looks good to me, this position. Skorn should be able to tank everything. We do take out the back line, which means we get some mana regen. We should be able to cast more often. And we should be able to inflict a bunch of poison and just go absurd from here, potentially, hopefully. Hu Yang just needs to take out every single unit. And how much did he scale up this time around? Twice. Not bad. Bit of mana regen. Could be kind of awesome. We could also take Ratna and place her in as well if we want to. But I'm not going to. I'm going to grab the shields. I'm going to reroll once. We could inflict a bit of frost. That is Funky on an A tier unit, alone in the back row. The problem with Funky is he is a frontliner, kind of. He's in like the second rows because with his abilities, enemies take damage in range, and he hits all enemies in his range. To put him in back row means he's not going to be hitting that much fireballs on all the enemies. So I'm not sure if I really do want to take him. I might just grab this item, reroll once more. That's a Pollen upgrade in half, which we do want to take. And let's keep moving on. Regular encounter versus challenge. I think we do gotta go with the challenge. The problem is, we got the freaking Yanker. But we should be okay in this direction, right? Yeah, because the Yanker's going to pull in Skorn, and the Spider's going to be targeting him as well. Although they do inflict some poison on Pollen, which is a bit of a problem for us. And, come on, Huyong. Take out some enemies so we get some mana regen. Pollen, you need to heal yourself. Can you survive? Does not look like it. The rush effect has ended, and it's just Skorn and Huyong. And Huyong should be able to cast quite a bit. And it's down to 2v1. Come on. You can win this, Huyong. One cast. Wait, they both died. And we still won. Not bad. How much did he get from this? He only got one cast off. That's a big ol' yikes. Now, after stall effects, heroes gain shields or front row gains 60 defense. I'll take that 60 defense, no problem. Let's grab Pollen.
The colors are brighter.
They definitely are Pollen. Now, what should we go for? Mage class? After stall, also inflict frosts and burn. After stall, double the healing and shielding. And it lasts 1 second longer. Or after 20 seconds, Sanctuary Bloom inflicts 100 more poison. And after 40 seconds, increase the amount of debuffs on all enemies by 44%. Now, this does scale off her mana regen, right? The amount of poison she does inflict. I might take the Phase Kiss, and we try to stack up as much poison as possible. Might as well grab that then as well for a little bit more poison stacking. Mages get 25 magic. We don't have any mages, so we're gonna move on. Single combat versus demolition. Honestly, we gotta try demolition. I'm gonna go for the easiest challenge because we might not be able to take him out too fast. At all, really. We might be able to get some poison off. We might be able to get Huyong to finish him off while he's casting. Maybe. Actually, hold on a second. If Huyong casts one more time, we could beat it. And nice. Which means we should have stacked up a little bit more mana regen, which is incredible. Now, I do want to upgrade Skorn as much as possible. We got the freaking snakes, which we're going to try to draw over to this side. Move Pollen back a little bit, and this should be good enough. So all the snakes fire all the poison in different directions. So we can stack up our poison. After stall effects, we're going to be inflicting a lot more poison. And you know what? It's actually kind of looking nice.
One shot.
Stacking up 100 poison. That's going to be chunking them down every 2 seconds. But is it enough to win out? We did lose Skorn, unfortunately, but we do manage to still win. Not bad. And this is already at 14 mana regen, which is even more awesome. Now, Logan's here. He's incredibly awesome. We could also take this and just give this to Pollen. Starting mana. 50 crit. We could also just give this to Huyong, so he starts murder facing a bunch of things. Also sounds incredible. Also, every 6 casts, if held by Mystic, this item gains 1 mana regen. I'm also going to take. Let's keep it re-rolling. Defenses on crit, hero crits, steals max life could be kind of nice at the same time, but we might want to switch these items around and get Huyong casting like crazy. Sounds good to me. Onwards to the campfire. Now at the campfire, we can get emergency rewind back, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Even though I would like to upgrade Skorn, I'm going to take our emergency rewind back. The one that we went all in on. With Skorn, you better draw him back all the way over here. You need to be in a backline by yourself to get that starting mana, cast instantly, and then cast multiple times. And just get that mana regen. 31 mana regen, 29 we can have just an absurd amounts of mana generation. But will it be enough to take on this Hydra? I'm not sure. We should be able to cast constantly, stacking up shields, stacking up heals. Pollen, it's actually looking insane. The sheer amount of poison we're stacking up is kind of nuts. We will lose her though. But Huyong does finish him off, and we do get a bit more mana regen. Or did we? I'm not entirely sure, and that is a mage emblem which gives a bunch of magic. I do want to take this. I also want to increase our team size, and we cannot really afford much else. Yeah, unfortunately we do need to move on. I'm looking for Pimenta, and I'm also looking for Zuri as well, which we didn't see a single version of the two. Now Huyong should have an insane amount, like an absurd amount of magic, right? With these two combined. It is 162. It's not bad at the end of the day. But he might get murdered by these wolves. These lizard dog. And we actually got absolutely destroyed. Our positioning there was not so good. 55 goals. We need to find some upgrades. So let's take this. Let's reroll Logan. We got Ratton as well. None of these. We could take Gustav, being a tank and all. Playing more shields, being a mystic. We probably should take.
I prefer teams with clear roles. Your guild qualifies.
Then we get some starting mana, and that's a Skorn upgrade and a half, which I'm going to sell this item. I'm going to take him.
I'm getting harder to ignore, aren't I?
Now I'm honestly thinking about taking this, where he just taunts enemies. He also triggers his ability. If we can turn him into a mystic, that would be nuts as well for us. But we are taking his ability. We're stacking up lots of shields, and We gotta grab this in the next round as well. But we can finally give this to him so he can inflict a bit more poison. And we also play this in as well. And let's get moving on. So position-wise, we might need to forget about the wizard focus. We can even give it to Gustav and have him cast. If we move everyone up a little bit. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So he should be able to cast and give us shields. Should be able to save everyone. He should be able to deal massive shields for us. And Skorn is just going to tank and draw everyone in. And then he should be able to explode with his shields. Potentially. And then we just constantly get more and more mana regen and just instantly cast and have Pollen just inflict a certain amount of poison and just outsurvive literally everything. And this is looking so much better for us. Hell yeah. By the end of it, we did have 31 mana regen, 29 and 36. Did we get any more? Definitely not. The Huyang is kind of falling off right now. Let's grab this. We could grab you as well. And I'm going to sell this item and I'm going to take it as well. Starting mana so we can pretty much cast as well. But let's get moving. On to the Divide Beast. Now, Mystic's Momentum. Heroes gain a 15% max shield per Mystic in combat. That's kind of nuts. Inflict 200 poison whenever hero inflicts poison to gain magic and attack per 2 poison inflicted. Well, I kind of want to grab that. That's just going to be a lot of skilling for Pollen. It's going to be a bit of risk. We're going to be stunned for a few seconds. Especially with freaking Lizard Dog coming at us. But I'm thinking about having our team set up kind of like so. Wizard focus on Gustav to get those shields. Or we could have Huyang attack one of the backlines. He's not going to have enough damage to take him out instantly. We could be able to get our shields and our Pollen shield as well. And inflict all that poison too. So right now, we have fully completed this as well. Which is genuinely incredible. And Skorn is going to be super tanky. With all the shields, he should be able to explode, dealing some extra damage. And this is looking kind of insane, right? So much poison and so much awesomeness. Not bad. 18 mana gained. Eventually we could put him in the back line, but for now, he's staying in. If there's Duelist, none of these. We could also go for Rip, probably don't really care too much about him. That's Gustav upgrade in half, we'll be taking.
Everything is coming together. I checked it myself.
Now tanks gain 33 defense against damage from enemies with poison. On cast, give the lowest health hero 175 shields. He will be casting quite a bit. Tanks gain magic, attack, and defense when they have backup. I do like this quite a bit since we're going to be casting so often, but at the same time, I kind of just want to give tanks defense against poison since we're going to be dealing with that. This item could be kind of nice, but I'm going to reroll once more, and we could go with Yuna, who's going to deal massive damage against poison. We also get Pimenta, who's not upgraded either, but she's definitely a tank I would love to upgrade, and then eventually move Huyang out just a little bit. So let's move on. Regular encounter versus challenge. Let's take that challenge encounter. Take a bit of a risk. Try to get some extra items. I think so. I think we're happy enough with our setup at the moment. Given Gustav all this magic ability, we should be able to shield for a certain amount. Make it super chunky and then have Skorn pretty much just tank everything and draw every attack in. We just scale up our shields. We just constantly activate because of Huyang. Huyang is kind of cracked in that regard. Now the enemies are healing up for such amounts that we are surviving for such a long time. But it looks like we're going to outsurvive him just with the sheer amounts that we got. And hell yeah. Also, I should mention that the burn is on us as well. Forgot to actually go with that, which is kind of funny. Now, attack speed or limited defense? I'm going to go with the defense. I think that's going to be kind of nice for us at the end of the day. We do get Zuri, but it's not the right Zuri version I would like. We could take her in Retrainer, but I'm kind of just going to reroll for now. Assassins, Warrior, and Duelist gain crits and stuff like that. Not really. Pimenta's here, gain Mage Claws. I think I will take Pimenta. Also, this item's going to be cracked for us. But let's take Skorn for now.
Oh, they might feel a tickle.
So he can just constantly just stall. He can also gain a bunch of defense against enemies with Frost. I mean, this stall effect, this one right here, will power him up incredible. But 33 defense against enemies with Frost just makes him ultra tanky, right? Since we already have the defense against poison, I think we got to take this and just get ultra tanky. Now, I still want to freeze the shop. I do want to take Pimenta, and I do want to grab this as well. Whenever the holder shields another hero, we damage all enemies to 33% of that applied. So let's get going. On to the guild banner. And I wonder what we should go for. Should we go for Mystics? Or should we go for tanks? I'm actually going to go for Mystics. Now, whenever Mystic casts, the shield the nearest hero equal to the total number of debuff stacks on all enemies, by the way. Whenever Mystic casts, the shield the lowest health enemy equal to 500% of their mana regen, which is probably going to be like 30 to 40 times 500%. Wait, that'd be quite a lot, wouldn't it? Mystic has to gain magic equal to 50% of their mana regen. So essentially 20 magic per cast. I actually don't know which one we take because this will just be constantly scaling, getting 50% of their magic regen. So it's a lot of skilling which will amplify the shields that we're going to get. We could also just go with this, which is just straight up 200 shields constantly. Around 200 shields constantly. Or we also go with this, which has the potential to scale up throughout the fight. So more enemies, which means more debuffs, which means more shield. I might actually try this. Since we got frost and poison stacking, with more poison stacking, let's go with this. I'm hoping that this is going to be better than the other two options. We'll see though. But let's get moving. We should be able to inflict a lot of debuffs. Every time we cast, we get more and more shields. Since we're going to have so much debuff stacked on everyone, it should be awesome, right? Maybe not. Although it is on the nearest hero. And we're just becoming immortal with all our shields. Hell yeah, Skorn is massive, by the way. 29 golds. I did say we wanted Pimenta. Are we really taking out Hu Young? 18 mana regen. Is that the most we can get from him? It might genuinely be. Yeah, let's take Pimenta. And let's switch him out. Because she is also going to be playing poison at the same time. She's also mage, which will give us 2 more stall effects, which will power up Skorn as well. Now, I still want to lock the shop though, because I do want to grab these items. We can also grab this as well. On cast gain, 1 mana regen and 5 HPs per second. Which I do want to take, and we might actually apply this to Pimenta. But she doesn't get all the mana regen that the rest of her characters do get. She's not an assassin, nor is she a mystic. So we would like to somehow make them mystics if possible. Now 500 max HP. Choose 1 relic which increases the stats of all heroes, but be stunned for the next combat. I'm gonna try this. Magic boost, heroes gain magic, heroes gain mana regen, heroes gain crit. I'm gonna take the mana regen. And we'll see. That might be overkill for us. We'll see. We're gonna be stunned for 6 seconds, which could be kind of scary, but once the 6 seconds ends, we just cast and inflict a bunch of debuffs, and then we just go shielding from there. And it's not too bad, right? Pimenta is... looks like she's taking a bit of damage, but never mind. We have no problems at all. Now, I'd love to see how much defenses Skorn actually has against people, because he has this, but then he gets 33% less or more again poisoned and frosted. So it could be upwards of 66% increased defenses, which sounds amazing. Let's also take this. And the problem is, we might move this away onto Skorn. It makes a lot of sense. Let's also take this as well and start playing this in, and we're saving the rest of our monies, and let's hit the campfire and see what we get from here. Now, rank up B hero? I mean, we have 3 B heroes. Let's do it. And let's go for Pollen.
The colors are brighter.
So mystics gain mana regen for each reroll. Also, hero plays shields. When this hero plays more shields, apply more shields. But more mana regen, I think I'm going to take this. On cast, permanently gain magic could be insane though, but I'm taking this. I'm definitely having to grab that for now as well. Well, let's get going. We're on to the big old fire dragon who's going to punish Clumping extremely difficultly. So we got to make sure Pollen is kind of separated a little bit. Maybe over this side, Pimenta and Skorn are going to be the ones that kind of have to rock up. A little bit unfortunate, but that's just the way it's going to be. Might even place... I really want to place Gustav here. But he might get hit by the big old Burny dragon. Let's try it. Now for the magic regen, we do have 53, 67. We should be able to constantly cast. Stacking up all those debuffs, getting infinite shields. Stacking up even more shields with every bit of debuff we do inflict. And then Skorn should be able to explode, dealing some big damage potentially. As long as it keeps your shields. And that's 1k poison stacked up. 1k poison stacked up. And it's not looking too bad, right? Pollen is actually way better than I thought she was going to be. Along with Pimenta. Now, if we had Zoid inflicting poison at the same time, it would have been nice as well. But not bad. You see how much poison she inflicted? 1,000. 1,000 poison per itself with 33,000 shields. That's correct. Now, if we could also make Pollen Mage, if we move this over, she can inflict 30% more debuffs. If we take Arya, 33% more debuffs. When the holder inflicts poison, inflict 50% more. I'm taking that. We're playing that to Pollen. Am I really going to make her Mystic or Mage? We would lose out on a lot of shields from Gustav though. But I'm going to take Arya since she only costs us 18 as well. Trigger stall 25 times. We could increase her team size at the same time. But I am going to reroll. And that's an S rank Skorn. Probably the best we can do. That's Wizard Focus again. Holy moly. I would love to take Wizard Focus as well. Like, no joke. That'd be insane. Also inflicting a bunch of frost at the same time. But Skorn S rank,
Come on, give me your best.
we gotta take him. When auto attack, gain defense, after stall, wait, he can just take all the stalls. Oh wait, he can just inflict more poison. What do we take? Ultra defense? More poison stacking? Or after stall, just pretty much power yourself up and just make sure that no one hits anybody else. I'd love to grab all the poison. I would really love it, but I'm thinking about just taking this. Just making sure that he tanks everything. I think that's probably going to be your best bet. Now, the unfortunate thing is we are going to have to move the Mage's Glyph over on to Pollen because I want this effect on Pollen, inflicting even more poison. And then once you inflict 175 poison, it's going to be inflicting a lot more as well. So, we'll see how this pans out for Synendus mode. The only thing is, I would really love to move Pollen into a better spot for us. Maybe she'd be okay in here. I'm just worried that she's going to be smashed by this little mushroom guy. We'll check it out. It should be okay because Yvonne's just going to be taunting like crazy since we have reduced all our stall triggers. And that's going to be scaling up a certain amount as well. We should be able to get constant shields by himself. We should be able to explode. And we should be able to stack up all this poison. For 1000 poison on all the enemies. Now we are pretty darn slow, but we are super tanky with all our shields and everything else as well. So, hell yeah. 2500 poison, by the way. From Pollen. Not bad. Is it insane? Potentially. We also did this in one turn, so she should be able to inflict a lot more poison. Now I am worried about this spider targeting her as well, so for this round, I'm going to move her over a little bit. And never mind, I forget that he can just taunt constantly. He just taunts constantly. Now, Pollen being in the poison is a little bit rough for us, but we should be okay, right? We should be able to stack up all our poison. Pimenta also inflicts poison as well at the same time. And pretty much just destroys every single unit. Not bad. He also dealt 50,000 damage. Now, the bad news is, because he's tanking everything, he is going to pretty much have very little shields because it takes a few seconds for his shields to actually explode. Definitely so. In terms of DPS, 12k damage. We should be able to stack up all this poison. Does take us quite some time, and 2k poison on everyone is kind of absurd. Even though the arc lands in 33% of it, and smashing. No, I'm not sure how far we're going to get down, but I'm going to go for an epic item over a relic for now. It's called Enlightenments, cast 15 times, gain 25% magic and mana regen. Isn't that just kind of insane? We could also take the Soul of Perseverance, but since we have shields, we probably will never be able to activate that. And start a combat to set the holder's attack and magic to the higher of 2, which I don't really want. I'm going to take this, cast 15 times. We cast quite a bit with our mystics, so that could be kind of nice actually. Or we could give it to Skorn. Or we could switch this over, reduce the amount of scaling we're going to get with this mana regen, and actually just apply that mana regen to Skorn so we cast more often. Or even Pimenta. And then have Gustav with this as well. So you should be able to cast instantly, getting our shields, which would be incredible. Now the bad news is I left Pollen in a terrible spot because she is going to be stunned. But those backliners are toast. They're definitely toast. And we got a ton of defenses on Skorn. And this all stemmed from the Mystic Conduit Huyong. Just giving us an absurd amount of freaking mana regen. We're just constantly casting and we're stacking up absurd amounts of shields. And not bad. 0 golds. We don't need golds. What the hell am I talking about? Let's just move on. He's got 27 mana regen. The only thing is he kind of gets locked out of his mana once he is casted. It might be better on Pimenta just to keep stacking up the poison cloud. But she also looks like she might get kind of locked out as well. But that means he's going to be instantly getting shields casting non-stop when he does come over. Yeah, we probably should keep it on him. And we're already halfway through this. But once we get that online, it's going to be even better for us. Potentially. Well, how far can we get down? We get our shields pretty darn fast, so we should be able to constantly have defenses. And our offense is just stacking up poison, which does take some time. Especially since its power ability does take 40 seconds to basically double the amount of debuffs on enemies, which is frost and poison. So yeah, it's not a bad combo. Who knew Pollen was this insane? Now, random epic relic, we could retrain an ability, or we could go for a rare relic over choice. I'm gonna go for a rare relic over choice. A Plague Harvester, after stall 15, heroes gain defense and magic per 25 debuffs. Whenever a hero inflicts 30 frost, inflict 33% more, that's insane as well. But I'm gonna take this. More defense and magic sounds incredible. It genuinely sounds incredible because we're gonna stack up a lot of debuffs fast. And that's gonna power up Skorn incredible amounts. 704 defense, 500 magic. Next time he should explode, he should be able to deal some big damage. And it didn't look like he dealt that much damage, right? 73,000. It's definitely not the 2 million that we did before. Well, he's dealing some big damage. 100k. He is stacking up, but Pollen's DPS is actually incredible with all the poison as well. But not bad. And since he taunts everything, the spiders should be able to attack him instead of everyone else. So yeah, the taunt ability is much more awesome than I thought. Although, Pollen is still getting poisoned. We might need to move our way. Just a little bit. This has pretty much been activated. 72 mana regen, loads more shields, and just a ton of awesomeness. For sure. And since our team is full, we won't be able to ever find an S rank, which is a little less than ideal. But I wonder, can we actually make it down to the 20s in this? I'm feeling like we might be able to. It depends. Our DPS doesn't seem as strong as I would like it, but our defenses are pretty darn decent. Mainly because we just taunt everything. Although, Skorn's shields were getting a bit low there for seconds, but yeah, it's going from 40,000 to literally 11, which is massive damage. And looks like we're just gonna barely win this one out. Yeah, we might not make it down past 15. But being honest, magic boost, retrain, or choose an epic item. I'm gonna go for magic boost. We could just give it to Skorn for big explosions, but I'm gonna give it to Pollen. I'm gonna give it to Pollen so she can apply more poison because she does scale off that, right? 209 shields. Never mind, it's her mana regen that stacks off the poison. It's gonna be more shields for us, more heals, but still, that's still gonna be good enough, right? And all the enemies attacking Skorn are gonna be taking a bunch of poison damage also, by the way. So it should be incredible. So they all just get taunted to death, then they pretty much take everything, and Skorn had 75,000 shields there, which is incredible. And he's also scaling up all the stall effects as well. He is stalled up 200 times, which means his ability is going to be triggering, giving him shields constantly. He's literally immortal. He's definitely immortal. By far. 200,000k, 100k poison damage. Still not bad. Much better than I thought it was going to be. Now I'm wondering, should we move Pollen all the way over here? I'm going to try it. This could be troublesome for us, but where she was before, she was getting stacked up with all the poison, and right there, wait, she is getting poisoned. Is that from the spiders or is that from the freaking snakes? It's probably from the spiders because Gustav's getting applied as well, which not hidden by the snake's trails, which is a little bit better for us. Yeah, by far. And we also dealt more damage with Skorn as well. But each round, he's getting absurd amounts of stall triggers. Imagine if he had Irony with all the stall as well. It would be kind of nuts. I really wish we could have made Pimenta an S rank or an A rank as well. Now this goober had to go the whole way rounds to actually get the Skorn, which was much better for us, right? You get all the shields. There'll be no problem at all. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on ultimate speed for now. Well, we're not stacking up as much shields on Skorn. Wait, never mind. The shields are stacking up. The sheer amount of debuffs. Every cast is going to be incredible. We have 230 magic, 3k magic, 4k magic on Pollen, 3k attack, which is kind of insane because she inflicts so much poison. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Wait, we lost Pimenta. We lost everyone except Skorn. Yeah, don't see us lasting much longer. Not a chance unless we get the most epic item we can get. Or do we leave it up to fate and go for an epic relic? I mean, the last rare relic we got was insane. I'm actually going to go for a rare relic. Price of 3. Now, after stall, give heroes a last and shields. Whenever hero inflicts burn, I should have went for the random relic. I think we're going to have to take this. 2 more stall effects, giving us more shields. Is it going to be enough? I'm not sure. Now, Pollen, I'm actually going to place back over in this spot. Over on the right hand side. Just so she doesn't get stunned by the big mushroom. Wait, she's after just getting murder faced. She got absolutely destroyed. This could be it. Gustav, you gotta save us. 100k shields on Skorn. Might be able to save us. Maybe not. He does get more and more shields. The mana regen has been nuts for him. And we might be able to just sustain this. Pollen just got absolutely destroyed. Probably from one cast on the backline. But let's go.
Slow it down.
Looks like we're gonna lose. Come on, Skorn. That's it. Floor 12 is all we could get with this team. I mean, it was a fun team. It was definitely a fun team, that's for sure. Inflicting a bunch of poison on this team was even more awesome. Skorn, the more I use this tank, the more awesome this guy actually is. And Pollen was actually incredible. Now, she was the hammer. The best auto hit she dealt was the bob damage. Now, I really wish it showed how much poison she inflicted. But Skorn, 1.4 million damage, 380,000 crits, damage taken on Pimenta was 24k. But hey, it all stemmed from Huyong's stacking of auto mana regen for Mystics. And it led to an awesome team. Anyways, I'm going to leave it for now. Just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you thought of this team. However, I'll see you next time.